Guys, Engage.work is your full suite HR tool, especially if you're based in India. Surendra is growing quickly, $8,000 a month in revenue a year ago, now $20,000 a month in revenue. He's been very capital efficient, just $100,000 in a pre-seed round raised where he sold 20% to two angels. His team is 44 today, 15 engineers, 5 quota-carrying sales reps as they look to scale to be your, again, full applicant tracking system, payroll management, the full life cycle of your employees. He'll help you manage it. Hey, folks, my guest today is Surendra Varma. He's an HR professional with 20 years of experience in the field. He's worked extensively in HR policy design, automation, strategic HR, business partnering, and all sorts of roles. He's now building mgage.work. That's the URL. It's a smart virtual HR management platform. All right, Surendra, you ready to take us to the top?
Oh, yes, Nathan. Thank
So
you.
should we think of you like an applicant tracking system?
No, it's not an application tracking system. So it's a virtual smart virtual manager, which basically does anything or everything post recruitment. So it primarily takes care of things right from onboarding till the separation piece. So primarily something which an HR operation guy does right from, say, helping you to onboard right people, getting the induction done, managing leave attendance, employee help desk, query management, payroll confirmation processes, appraisal coordination, and the separation management is something
So
is
you're more like remote.com then. It's your full stack, start to finish.
correct.
I see. Okay, give me the backstory. When did you launch the company? What year?
I've been into entrepreneurship for almost 10 years now. I started with a recruitment firm, which was primarily a services firm. Engage we started in 2018 because my first half of career has been working with a lot of corporates, mid-sized growing organizations. And being a founder as well as being HR, I've realized that there are common problems that every organization goes through, specifically all the startups and MSMEs, right? Most of these companies, either 70% of MSMEs do not have their own HR department, right?
Well, Surendra, I just want to let me just stay focused on your story for a second. So you have a service consulting company. You launched the software in 2018. Fast forward to today, what's the average customer paying you per month or per year to use the technology?
It's if I talk about INR, it is 1.2 lakh per annum, and if we convert that into USD, it's something around 13,000 per annum.
And so if someone's paying you $13,000 per year, how many employees are they managing on your platform?
Yeah, so currently we are managing more than 12,000 employees.
Across how many companies?
This is across 130 customers.
Company. Wow. Okay. And walk me through. Go back to 2018. Did you also get your first paying customer in 2018, or did it take you a year or two?
So we launched our product in 2018 beginning, and we got our first paying customer in mid of 2018.
How'd you get that customer? Tell me that story.
So it was basically a friend who was facing a challenge. The friend he was running an IT company and he didn't have an HR department. And he knew me because we were working together in the last organization. He said, why don't you, help us in terms of, managing the entire HR department. I really don't want to hire someone full-time to manage because I really don't need someone to be full-time. And that's how the whole story began.
Yep, that makes sense. Okay, so you onboard him, and then is your only pricing model charging per number of employees managed on the system, or is there some other metric you charge on?
No, it is per employee per month, the number of employees that we manage on the platform.
Yeah. Okay, so 12,000 employees across 113 customers that pay on average $13,000 per year. That would mean your monthly recurring revenue today is about $135,000 per month. Is that about right?
So I'm saying, 13,000 per annum. Okay.
Yep. So 113 customers times $13,000 per year would be 1.6 million annually. Divided by 12 would be $135,000 per month. Is that accurate?
Not really. So we probably, in terms of when I talk about our MRR, is around 20,000 USD per month.
Oh, what's going on there, YouTube? Good to see you guys. Now imagine this. You love watching these interviews with SaaS founders, but imagine if we took all of the valuation data out from over 2,807 interviews I've done manually. Saves you a lot of time. Well, we've done this. We've built it into the beautiful interface inside of FounderPath. Check this out. I'll show you how you can access this in a second, but you log in, you connect your Stripe account, you see your valuation real time, you can see what it changed over the past 88 days, and even set goals for valuation this year. Now, the secret to valuation is there's many different ways to value a SaaS business. So the reason you're going to see 3 or 4 different valuations inside of your FounderPath dashboard, this is all free by the way, is because depending on who's doing the buying of your SaaS company, you're going to get a different valuation. A VC is going to pay a different valuation. Private equity firm is different. If you're going to do a minority sale, that's different. And if you sell the whole business, that's a different valuation. You can see all those when I hover over here. Right, so the teal is what a VC would pay, yellow is what private equity, and red is if you sold the whole thing outright. Now, what's cool about this is not built off random data. Again, you guys hear these interviews on YouTube. All these data are built from real-time valuation data points founders share with us on the show. So traction, 1.2 million, seed round, 3.7 raise, they sold 22% of their business. Go in here and filter by the event. Maybe you only want to see companies that have sold the whole business. Well, here are a bunch that have been acquired, the valuation and the multiple. Maybe you're going out right now and you're raising your seed round. Well, go in here and look at all this recent seed deals that went down, what they raised, what valuation they raised at, and what percent that they sold. There's never been a larger data set of SaaS valuations than what you can get now inside of FounderPath, and we're thrilled to bring it to you. All right, we're going to go back to the YouTube video here in a second, but if you want to check this tool out, if you want to jump in and sign up, you can check it out for free to get your valuation at this link, founderpath.com/products/valuations. Or if you go to founderpath.com and hover over products, click on get your valuation here and go ahead and sign up to give it a whirl. Again, all that valuation data live right inside the platform. I hope to see you there. All right, let's jump back into the interview.
Okay, so which of the metrics are wrong? Either your average ACV is wrong or your customer count is wrong.
No, so I assume that the per annum revenue in USD is calculated wrong. So if I go back and check it out, so it's going to be it's not 13,000. It is going to be 1,300, 1,400.
I see.
USD per annum.
That makes sense. So you have 113 customers paying something more like $150 per month or $1,300 per year.
Right.
Okay,
Correct.
that makes sense. So if you're at $20,000 a month today in revenue, where were you exactly 1 year ago? Do you remember?
So we were almost 8,000 USD per month 12 months back.
That's great. So where's the growth coming from today? You told us about your first customer. How are you getting customers today? What's your growth channel?
So our GTM is primarily, focused in terms of talking to founders, right? We have an inbound. So we do a lot of content marketing. We publish a lot of knowledge articles around the HR challenges faced by startups, founders in MSME, and that's how we primarily try to kind of give a lot of insight about how HR needs to get managed. So a lot of LinkedIn marketing, a lot of email campaigns. We reach out to a lot of founders.
What's your favorite LinkedIn tool for LinkedIn marketing?
So it's a sales navigator, primarily to reach out to the right people.
Yep, that makes sense. And how many folks are full-time today on your team?
So we are close to 44 people team.
44 people. Okay, wow. And are you only servicing, I know with remote.com, they actually have legal entities in every country, and then they employ a record, but that's a lot of work. Are you only working with companies that are hiring employees in India, or can someone use you if they're hiring and paying employees in Canada and London and all over the world?
Right. So we have customer base. So primarily it is focused on India, but we do have a couple of customers. I would say 3% of our customers having an office in multiple geographies or multiple countries.
And what's your model? Are you the EIR, the employer of record?
Yeah. So it's like, so if you understand PEO, which is professional employer organization market, right? So we kind of give you the platform and we also give you virtual HR manager who's going to kind of ensure that your entire HR gets managed by that particular dedicated virtual HR manager. And of course, everything happens on the platform.
But Surendra, this is like it's a very direct and it's a very legal question. When if I'm using you and I hire an employee, are they signing an employee contract with Engage as the employee on record, or are they signing it with me and you're just helping me manage payroll?
So we are an extended HR department. They sign the employee agreement with the customer directly.
Okay, so you're not an EO, you're not an employer of record then.
No, we are not. No.
Okay, understood. And talk to me about how you've capitalized the business to date. Are you bootstrapped or have you raised capital?
So we have angels on board, right? And these are the people who were my ex-CEOs from my last organization. So there are two angels that I have on board. They've recently been onboarded. It's been a year, and from the time that they've joined in.
So they invested last year?
Last year, yes.
How much do they invest?
So they invested almost 100K.
Okay. And most folks in their pre-seed round are selling, 20% of the company. Is that kind of what you gave them?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, interesting. So you valued the business at something like $500,000 a year ago.
Right.
Was that the right move?
Yeah, I mean, the idea was not to get an investment, but idea was to get people. They are not just an investor, but they are advisor on board. So these folks have a background of creating a company and running it to taking it to almost $200 million revenue in 10 years. And I have worked very closely with them, wherein they were business heads and I was part of HR team. And I knew that I need their experience to kind of help me scale up. So a lot of mistakes that I was doing, probably with they coming on board, if you see the surge in the monthly recurring revenue from $8,000 to $20,000 today, is credit goes to these two folks.
Yeah, that makes sense. And how is your team structured? 44 full time. How many are engineers?
So my tech team is around 15 people.
Yep. And where are they all based? At Bangalore, Chennai, somewhere else?
They are in Ahmedabad. It is so the state is Gujarat, which is near to Mumbai.
Okay, near Mumbai. Great. And do you have any quota carrying sales reps or no?
No, we do have full time 5 sales representatives.
How do you set their quota?
Yeah, so the quota is again, bringing the monthly recurring revenue. So they'll have to ensure that there is a minimum commitment that every customer that they're bringing at least 12 months minimum commitment. And then rest when we onboard the customer, after that it is primarily the service delivery team which has to ensure that they the lifetime value of a customer moves beyond 12 months too. So our average lifetime value for a customer is around 2.5 to 3 years minimum.
But you haven't been around for 3 years. You're just multiplying your churn by ARPU. I mean, that can be we'll see if that turns out and pans out to be right. But I guess my question I'm asking is what actual dollar figure quota do you give your sales reps?
So currently, what we do is we ask them to kind of add up anywhere around, $7,000 to $8,000 PO, which is spread across 12 months. Mm-hmm. That's what primarily we give them the quota.
And you want them to do that once per month?
Once per month, yeah. Every month they'll bring this new. Yeah.
So you want your 5 quota carrying reps to close one new $8,000 per year customer per month?
Yep.
Okay. And how many of your sales reps last month hit that quota?
So we had 4 people hitting that. So last month we kind of closed it almost 20,000 PO.
Yeah, so like 3 contracts at $8,000 a pop, something like $24,000 in new annualized business. Right. Very cool. Well, listen, we're rooting for your Surendra. We're out of time though for today. Let's wrap up with the famous 5. Number 1, what's the last business book that you read?
I didn't get you, Nathan.
The last business book that you read?
I read the book which I'm currently holding is Multipliers.
Yeah, that's a good one. Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
I follow, Steve Jobs.
Number 3, what's your favorite online tool for building Engage?
favorite online tool that I like is there's a product called HiBob, which I follow, and there's something called Bambi HR in US.
Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
I ensure that I have at least 7 hours sleep.
Okay, that's good. In situation, married, single, kids?
I'm married and I have 2 daughters.
2 kids. And how old are you?
The elder one is around.
No,
15
you.
and
How old are you?
I am 41.
41. Last question. What's something you wish you knew when you were 20 years old?
I always wanted to be an entrepreneur.
So start a company faster, huh?
Yeah, I did it when I was 31.
Yeah. Guys, Engage.work is your full suite HR tool, especially if you're based in India. Surendra is growing quickly, $8,000 a month in revenue a year ago, now $20,000 a month in revenue. He's been very capital efficient, just $100,000 in a pre-seed round raised where he sold 20% to 2 angels. His team is 44 today, 15 engineers, 5 quota-carrying sales reps as they look to scale to be your, again, full applicant tracking system, payroll management, the full life cycle of your employees. He'll help you manage it. Surendra, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thank you, Nathan. Thanks for having me here.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers. They try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.